I am always getting questions about how would you trim a dog's face if the dog needs to wear a muzzle. So today I am going to show you how to trim this dog's face. You see he's wearing a basket muzzle. The first thing I want to start with is the top of his head. I'm going to put on the 5/8 comb, and this particular muzzle has like this middle piece right here. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to lower the table so that you can see what I'm doing on the top of the head, and I'm going to move this middle piece over to the side. Go ahead and comb out all this hair, and then I'm going to take the clipper and work backwards on the top of his head on both sides. This is going to help to ensure that everything on the top of his head is nice and even. I'm sorry, I know he's got black hair. Sometimes it's really hard to see dogs with black hair. I'm trying my best to give you what you need. So now that I've gotten the top of his head, I'm going to have to undo the muzzle. I'm still going to keep the muzzle nice and tightly around his mouth. So I'm holding the muzzle on his mouth. Now I'm going to take my clipper and I'm going to do the exact same thing right here on his cheeks. I'm going to do that side. Then I'm going to switch around and do the other side. Make sure that you're holding the muzzle nice and tight. Good boy. I like to have the softer muzzles for this, but he has a basket muzzle. Okay, so now that I've got both of those sides done, I'm going to keep the muzzle basically on his face. Comb up towards the eye right here and between the eye so that I can get that hair. So there's like a little gap between the muzzle and his eye. And now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm still holding the muzzle pretty securely around his mouth with my hands, even though it's not like locked in the back. This one has a little hook that you can even take your grooming loop through, or you can use like a collar. I don't like doing that. I find it's a little annoying. So I'm holding it underneath so that it's nice and secure around his mouth while I trim in front of his eyes. Now I'm going to fold his ear back so that I can get around this side of his face. Good boy. Good boy. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just combing all the hair towards the ear. Alright, the tricky part is getting the actual muzzle without getting bit. Good boy. Okay, so you want to comb really gently. My best advice is to keep your hands on top right here so that if he reaches with his mouth, you can quickly pull away. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Just gently, 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 gently comb. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Try to get as much as you can in one sitting before he opens his mouth back up, okay? Good boy, good boy, good boy. Now, I do realize that this is probably pretty tame for a dog that needs a muzzle. I know there are dogs that will literally try to bite at the scissors. So he is a really good dog, even though he does need a muzzle for some things. he is a really good dog because he won't bite at me for everything. So just keep that in mind. Anytime you're combing or anything like that, keep your fingers on top of the muzzle so that if he turns around to reach at you, you can quickly pull away so nothing is in front of the mouth so you don't get bit. And anytime you have to use a muzzle on a dog, the client needs to be aware that number one, you need to use the muzzle, and that number two, the face might not look that great, right? I mean, it's just not going to look that great if your dog's trying to bite at me while I'm scissoring all over. So keep that in mind as well. Do the best that you can so that you can get the job done in a safe manner, okay? Nothing is worth you getting bit over. If you feel like you are going to get bit and you cannot get all of this done and the dogs still stay calm, you need to refer them to the vet so that they can be sedated to get groomed. But definitely try to do the best that you can. This is the best that I can do. He just shook right in front of my face when I had my mouth open, so now I've got like little black dog hairs in my mouth. Anyway, I'm Vivian. If you like helpful tips like this, make sure you hit that follow button and don't forget to save this video.